The way I got the idea for this book was a few years ago. I think it's about 3 years ago now, maybe a little more. I went on a road trip with my brother Ben and his family and my family. And it was in like a van or a minivan that had a screen in it. And I noticed that the kids really paid attention to that screen and to the movies that we had on with us. And not just the kids. And that made me start thinking about the fact that I'd been on airplanes where people were watching movies on laptops. And I remembered being in a bus station, I believe it was, where a young woman was watching a movie, Ghost, on a portable DVD player and crying. And it made me remember also all the hotel rooms I'd been in the recent years had probably a DVD player, at least a VCR player. And that made me think that there was something new in the world. Something had changed. That it was now possible to watch movies while you were traveling. Because, 100 years ago, when movies first started, if you wanted to see a movie, you'd go to a theater, usually a picture palace maybe, and you'd see the movie and in an audience with strangers, and that was the only way you could see a movie. And then maybe 50 years later, there was the drive-in, which was a little different because you could see the movie in your car. And there was television showing movies, so you could see the movie in your home. And then a few decades later, of course, we had the VCR and then the DVD, where suddenly you could see a movie at home, and you could pick the movie out of thousands. This was amazing. But still, not while you're traveling. The only exception was like an in-flight movie that the airline picked for you. And so now, of course, people watch movies on their laptops and portable DVD players and iPods and telephones. It's amazing. And so that kind of gave me the idea to write a book that would recommend movies for different kinds of travel and different kinds of destinations. So the way I organized the book, one section is all about destinations in this country, popular travel destinations. So if you're going to New York or Los Angeles or South Florida or Washington, D.C. or Las Vegas or a lot of other places, I recommend movies, and these are not travelogues, these are actual, regular commercial movies that are set in those places, often filmed in those places, that either show you something about the city or about the spirit of the city. The second section is popular destinations around the world. So if you're going to France or Britain or Italy, Spain, Greece, the Caribbean, Japan, a lot of other places, there are movies set there. And then the third section is not about where you're going. It's about the kind of travel you're having. So like that, there's a chapter on family travel. There's a chapter on romantic getaways, holiday travel, travel with friends, travel by yourself, business trips. And for each one, I recommend movies that really kind of fit that form of travel. There are 100 movies reviewed in my book. A few of them I'd seen so many times I didn't need to see them again to write the review. But most of them I did have to see them again. And where I got those movies to see them again was at the library. I actually ordered them online, which you can do. You need your card and your PIN number, which they give you free while you're here if you don't have one. And they would actually deliver them to my door. And not because I'm a movie critic, just because I'm I have a library card. And I watched most of the movies I reviewed. Most of them came from either this branch or they look in all the branches to find the movie for you. And then when you're done watching the movie, you need to return it to any branch. So if you don't happen to live near this one, just wherever you're going on your way, there's going to be a branch, you just return it. It was the greatest thing, absolutely free. And again, it was how I saw most of the movies in the book. Most of them I had seen already, but I wanted to see them again. And that was so great. And I guess I should ask us all to give a little round of applause for the library system here, right?